Alright, y'all. We are back with another video. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk here, and we're here to talk about college football. Got my brother here with me.
College football. This is a crazy sport.
Oh, yeah, it's a crazy sport. Crazy sport, but
these games are going to be interesting to me.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely agree with that. I think they're going to be great, too. Me, personally, yeah, this is Spotlight Sports Talk, y'all, and we about to get into these picks. So, the first one on the board. Which one you want to go with, the college playoff first?
No, we're going to go with the regular bowl games, and then we're going to go up to the top.
All right, cool. So, we're going to go with the Sugar Bowl first. The Sugar Bowl has been announced. We got number 15, Texas, versus number 5, Georgia. This is an interesting game.
It is.
SEC versus what? The Big 12?
Georgia and Texas? Didn't see that one coming.
I didn't actually see that. I didn't see that coming either. Me personally, I really felt like,
I think Ohio State should have played Georgia.
Yeah, but honestly, I do like Washington playing Ohio State, because I think Ohio State is overrated. In my personal opinion, I think they're overrated. So them to play Washington, it actually makes sense. But we on Texas and Georgia right now.
Yeah.
So what's your input on this game, man?
I think Georgia can actually win this game, because I say 2 times they play Alabama, they just about beat them. And even though I know Texas can stand up to Oklahoma, they beat them once, and they almost beat them Saturday, but Oklahoma won this one. As long as Texas don't make mistakes, they got a chance. But with the speed in Georgia's defense, I think Georgia could pull it out. Not by much, but I think they could pull it. I think they could pull out the win. Because they running backs and they wide receivers could actually do a little bit more.
I actually completely agree with you here. Like, I think Texas could have beat Oklahoma in the conference championship game, but it was too many mistakes, and Oklahoma just went from level up to level up in that second half, because they scored 27 and that was it. And Oklahoma just kept scoring. That defense Swift is a great running back for these Georgia Bulldogs here.
Shout out to Swift.
Shout out to Swift. He is a Philadelphia native. We are both from Philadelphia. But I do like him here. I do like Georgia here. Jake Fromm showed that he can hang with the big dogs. Everybody thought it was going to be a sophomore slump for him, and it wasn't. They was in the top 4 last week, with one loss. Losing all the players that you have, and then you have Calvin Ridley's brother, Stephen Ridley or something like that. And honestly, I like Georgia in this game. Texas, if they can stop the run, Texas can win this game. But I think Georgia's defense has a better defense than Texas.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Georgia in this game. I think this is going to be a good game, though. I don't see this being a blowout. It's the Sugar Bowl. Most Sugar Bowls have not really been blowouts lately. They've been great games in the last couple years. So I'm taking Georgia here. Jake Fromm is going to prove why they probably could have been in the top 4 if they would have beat Alabama. They're going to prove that. I just think with that game in the SEC championship, I think the fake punt didn't make sense. There was a lot of mistakes from the coach on why they made those.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. That I was about to say about that fake punt too. I don't think that should have been done.
I agree, because I feel like with this game with that game, they was winning the game.
That was their chance to get into the playoffs.
Right. They was already in, but it was their chance to stay in. Yeah. So there's only one SEC team in the college playoff, but we both picking Georgia here in this game, right?
Definitely.
All right. So we got the Rose Bowl game coming up. Number 9, Washington versus number 6, Ohio State. What is up with Ohio State getting the Rose Bowl games, though?
You know what's funny? I actually thought they was going to pull Ohio State in the top 4, because you know how they just be sneaking in. But I'm kind of happy that they not. Don't get me wrong. I like their quarterback, Haskins. He's a great quarterback. I believe he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL if he stay true to what he do. He's setting all types of records. My thing is, if Ohio State don't make mistakes, Washington, it's going to be a long day for Washington. But Washington can put up points too. But as long as they don't make mistakes, Washington don't make mistakes, they could pull it out. It all depends who make the least amount of mistakes and who don't make turnovers could pull out this game. I'm not biased with no either team on this game either. I'm saying whoever make the least amount of turnovers can win this game. I'm not counting Washington out because Maryland almost beat Ohio State in overtime. It was what, 52-51?
Mm-hmm.
So if a Maryland team like that could put up 50-something points on Ohio State and Washington is ranked 9, they probably can pull this game out. But then again, like I said, if Ohio State don't make mistakes and they put up points fast, it could be a long day.
Oh yeah, it could be a long day. I want to go with the upset here because I just don't like Ohio State's defense. Their defense is the reason why they're not in the college playoff. The offense can do what they do, like they always do every single year, and they was undefeated without Urban Meyer in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So like they can win football games without Urban Meyer. It's just that they don't have a defense.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Bosa is not. I don't even think I don't think Bosa even playing in this game. Is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't even think he's part of the team anymore.
Why not?
I think he was focusing on his injury to Hill and getting ready for the draft.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking that he's not even part of this game or even part of this team anymore.
I don't think he's not a part of the team. I just think he's not playing the game right.
Because I heard I'm thinking that he withdrew from the team. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I know he haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I'm trying to figure out where have he been, with Bosa being there, without Bosa being there, they really struggled.
That is true.
They really struggled on defense. And I think Washington could put up points on this team. I'm not really a big Ohio State fan. I'm just not. But I haven't seen enough from Washington this year. They really haven't put Washington games on TV lately for them to actually see why they're number 9. But I do like what Washington has done. The fact they are in the top 10. It proves something knowing they're in a weak Pac-12. Pac-12 is really weak this year. But I'm going with Ohio State in overtime. I think Washington is going to give them a run for their money. They might just pull it out. But I'm taking Ohio State here. I'm going to just go with that. But it's not going to be an easy win for Ohio State.
I got Ohio State winning by a field goal.
In overtime or in regulation?
Regulation. By a field goal.
Okay. So we both 2 for 2 on our picks right now. It might just get heated, y'all. Might just get heated, so just keep posted. All right, let's go straight to it then. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Number 11, LSU versus the 2-time undefeated team of the year in UCF at number 8.
I'm sorry to say, I like the SEC. I like LSU. But what I seen what UCF did to Auburn last year, and Auburn had a great team last year, I'm taking UCF again this year.
Even with the quarterback with the broken leg done for the year?
Only because I seen how they came back with him against Memphis. He showed his determination, his will not to lose that game and keep their undefeated season alive. Not too many backup quarterbacks could come in and do that. That's a strong situation to come. That's a tough situation to come into, and then come back because they was getting blown out. They came back and won the game. Like I thought Memphis, it was like 35-7 at one point. They came all the way back to win the way they did. And I think he scored the game. I think he scored the game-winning touchdown. Actually, the backup quarterback. What's his last name? Baxter.
Yeah.
I feel like this. If they could at least get 28 points on LSU not going to beat them. LSU's not going to beat UCF if they at least get 28 points. Because anytime UCF get 28 points, they start scoring more. They held their own with Alabama for a while. It was a good game between Alabama and LSU.
I don't think it was a good game. I think it was a landslide. It's just that the defense could not stop Alabama at that time.
And I feel like LSU can't stop speed.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
And UCF has a lot of speed.
Lots of speed.
If they can't slow them down, like I said in the previous situation about the other two teams, if you can't stop speed, it's gonna be a long day. I'm not taking nothing away from LSU because they could win this game also.
Right.
They could definitely win this game because they are a tough, strong team, and I believe the way they got beat by Alabama and in their ranking, I think they're gonna try to come out and try to prove a point against an undefeated team. And I think only reason why I'm taking UCF because I believe if they beat LSU and then they go undefeated next year, they have every right to have a chance to be in the college playoff if they record still undefeated by the time it comes out.
You said everything I was going to say. But what do we do with UCF? Okay, they'll beat two SEC teams back to back if this happens. There's no way they should be lower than 5 coming into the rankings.
Exactly.
Of next year.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be. If
the lowest I'll give them is 6. That's the lowest.
I'll give them number 5, depending on what happens with Georgia and Ohio State in these games. I'll give them number 5. Yeah. But it's 6 or 7. Not even 7. I'll take 6. I'll have to take 6 as well.
The lowest I'll give them is 6.
Yeah, the lowest I give them is 5, but I wouldn't be mad at 6. You know what I'm saying? But if they go undefeated next year after beating two SEC teams in the last 2 previous years, then they gotta be in the conversation in the top 4. Gotta be. It can't be no bias here. That's just strictly what it is. But I like LSU. I think they have a good defense, but they can't get it done offensively. They cannot get it done offensively for me, and it showed in the Alabama game. It showed when you have a good defense in front of them, they can't do nothing.
And he was ranked 3 at the time.
Right, they can't do nothing. I'm taking UCF here. They might say this is an upset because it's the SEC. So what? Screw the SEC as of right now. Screw the SEC. They're not as dominant as they used to be. It's only a few teams that you can really talk about that's really dominant, quote unquote.
That's true.
So these other conferences that's coming in and playing these SEC teams can be beat. Their SEC is not invincible. Simple as that. So we're both taking UCF here.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. We have number 10 Florida versus number 7 Michigan. This is interesting, man. This is really interesting.
This is a hard pick for me because I like both schools.
I do too.
And the reason why I'm taking Michigan is because I think they're gonna come back from the way Ohio State beat them, and I think they felt that, and I think they're gonna come in and try to really beat Florida. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing.
You talk about the same Florida that beat LSU.
Yeah. I'm not taking nothing away from Florida. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from them. I like Florida. But I just feel like the way Michigan got beat, I don't think they're going to let that happen again. I just don't believe that's going to happen again because I feel like they got too much pride over there. Florida, okay, FCC. They did beat LSU. And Florida does have speed. And then the only reason, I really want to go with Florida, but I got to take Michigan because I think they're going to come back from that blowout loss that they had. And I don't think you're going to beat Michigan like that twice. Because all year round they didn't get blown out besides that Ohio State game.
I don't know here. This is a tough one for me. I think Michigan dropped the ball here. They could have been in the top 4 if they would have beat Ohio State in their regular season matchup. But at the same time, it looked like Ohio State exposed Michigan as well. I'm going with the upset. I'm taking Florida here. And I'm taking Florida here because I feel like Michigan is not as physical as I thought they were. Ohio State came in there and punched them right in the mouth, and they couldn't bounce back. If Florida State gets up on Michigan in this game, Florida will win this game because they don't know how to bounce back when they're down. That's the only problem I have with Michigan. When they're down a certain amount of points, they don't know. They're just out of it. They just be like, oh, we quit, like we give up. I'm not saying it in that aspect, but I'm saying it's like, oh, what adjustments can we make to get this lead back? And that's what I think was going on with, what's the coach name in Michigan again?
Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's what I think what Harbaugh does. Like, when they get up, he opens, when they up and they blowing somebody out, he opens up the playbook. But when you're down, it's that time for you to open up the playbook to get you back in the game.
Exactly.
And that's what I think Florida is going to do. They're going to open up that playbook and show formations and show ways that Michigan never seen before this year and exploit them. So he takes Michigan. Oh, I take Florida. I think Florida's the better football team here. Yeah, I can't really talk more about it. I really do like Michigan.
Go blue.
Listen, go Gators. That's just that's just what it is. All right, so we're here now. We're going into the college football playoff. We got other games to do too. We just doing the main ones right now, but it's other games that we going to do. But right now we're just going into the main games that everyone are talking about.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into 2 and 3 or 1 and 4.
However you want to do it.
All right, so let's go with the Cotton Bowl. I think this is the most interesting game out of the college football playoff. This is going to be a good game. Number 2 Clemson versus number 3 Notre Dame. This is going to be the game of the year.
I really don't know who to pick in this game.
It's tough.
Like between Clemson and Notre Dame. Okay, let me get this out. I'm not a hater of Notre Dame. I'm really not. And a couple of analysts on ESPN said the same thing. They don't play for a conference championship, so I feel like more teams wanted more. Then I'm not taking nothing away from Notre Dame. I'm not even saying I'm not picking them. It's just sometimes when you don't play for something more, your team tends to feel like they're comfortable and they already won something. And I hope Notre Dame don't feel like that. Because Clemson will beat you down if you think you're going to be cocky and think because you won your regular season.
I don't think Notre Dame's cocky.
No, I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying I hope they're not thinking that way because Clemson will smack you right in the mouth. But this is going to be a back and forth game. I like Clemson's defense. Even though sometimes they struggle, I like their defense.
Against 9 great teams, they struggle.
Yeah. And Notre Dame has as well. They both struggled against 9 ranked teams, different things like that, and they both have great offenses, both of them. So with that being said, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Are you changing your picks up again?
Yep.
I'm
taking Notre Dame in this game.
What? After all that stuff that you just said about this?
Because you know why? Because I feel like they ain't been around a while, and I feel like they got something to prove. Even though only reason why I discredit Notre Dame is because I feel like everybody else plays for a conference championship, and they could just sit back and watch film on whoever they got to play longer.
Well, if you think about it, the game, like the game ain't till like the end of December, so they got plenty of film to look at. People, I mean, you can look at film from 1 week, but like the games ain't till. Well, I think the college football is what is it in January? When the games start, or at the end of December?
I think so.
It's like the end of December going into January. So like, even with that, they still have a good time of, actually sitting there and doing film outside of one game.
Plus, I don't want to see.
Yeah. All right, come get mine. Go ahead.
Plus, I don't really want. The only reason why, don't get me wrong, I want Clemson to win, but I don't want to see another national championship rematch again. I want to see somebody different this time. I don't want to see the same 2 teams that's been going. That's why I'm taking the upset. I'm taking the upset for Notre Dame because I don't think nobody really has them, and I don't want to see another. I don't want to see another same national championship. And that's my opinion.
I agree with that. I want to take Notre Dame here. I don't want to see Clemson and Alabama in the national championship again. I don't, and I already told y'all my pick. Like I'm taking Oklahoma as well, but we're gonna get to that game and why I pick Oklahoma. But I like Notre Dame here. I mean, this quarterback for Clemson, he's in the spotlight, which he's never been, and. I mean, I think the coach for Clemson is going to get him prepared, but I think Notre Dame want this more. They want this more because it's been so many years that they missed the playoff, or so many years that they've been down as a team, and they just won it. I think Clemson number 2 team is good, but if you look at Clemson, schedule compared to Notre Dame played almost the same amount of good teams. I think Clemson played less of good teams than Notre Dame did, but in the same instance, Notre Dame's not in the conference and Clemson is. So it's a lot of things that could go into this variation here.
Exactly.
But I think Notre Dame, their quarterback and their running back is really good.
But you got to think about it too. Notre Dame's quarterback ain't been in the spotlight either, just like Clemson's quarterback.
And that's why I think this is going to come down to the running game. I know Clemson has 2 running backs that could run over for 100 yards each. We've seen it happen this year. But if you look at in the years prior to Notre Dame, when it comes to running backs, it always had a good running back coming out going into the NFL. Let's just be honest there. Josh Adams last year.
Yeah.
But now they put receivers out there and tight ends out there for Notre Dame to add to that backup to fill those shoes. Now, I'm taking Notre Dame over Clemson. I think it's going to be an overtime game, and Notre Dame's going to make a defensive stop to get this game. So I'm taking Notre Dame here. We're both picking Notre Dame here. So honestly, we misconstrued on the Florida and the Michigan game. So that's the only one that we disagree with right now. And the last but not least, the Orange Bowl. Number 1 Alabama versus number 4 Oklahoma.
All right. The only way Oklahoma is going to win this game if they make defensive stops. That's the only way they're going to win this game. Because even though Oklahoma could put up points, Alabama's defense is better. And you don't find too many teams putting up 30, 40 points on them a game. Oklahoma has played against teams where they put 28, 30 points on them but still win because their offense is great.
I think Oklahoma could put up those points because if they go back and look at that Georgia game, Alabama can be beat on defense.
Yeah, they can be beat. What I'm saying is, but Oklahoma defense is not that good. They're okay. They're okay. Because if they didn't make that defensive stop against Texas, they probably would have lost that game.
I think both defenses are not good coming into this game, my personal opinion.
I say, if you notice, for some odd reason, Alabama only really struggles with Georgia. For some odd reason. They only really struggle with a team with a top defense.
But I think if Oklahoma comes in there with that game plan and don't do those mistakes that Georgia did and play a perfect game, which I think Kyler Murray is up to doing when playing a perfect game, because I really haven't seen Alabama have a quarterback play against a quarterback this year that was mobile as Kyler Murray. I don't know, Jay Fromm is not really that mobile. He really haven't got really mobile quarterbacks that can actually sit in the pocket and step up or, get more time to get their receivers open.
Only mobile quarterback Oklahoma played was the dude from Texas.
Right. And I absolutely agree.
You see what he did to them.
Yeah, but the defense buckled down when it needed to.
Yeah, but I'm saying when he was running the ball, he was running through their defense and scoring touchdowns the first and the second game. So if Alabama is looking at that, whoever starts that game between Hurts and Tua, it all depends because now Oklahoma will have to game plan for 2 quarterbacks because you don't know which one is going to play. They might both play. You just never know.
Yeah, but they might play in situations. So,
yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind them 2 preparing for that. But me personally, I like Kyler Murray better. I think Kyler Murray is a NFL-ready quarterback, in my personal opinion. I think he has the arm for it.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Tua is more ready because even though he's only a sophomore, he showed more accuracy, more patience in a pocket than most junior and senior quarterbacks that's in college football right now. Don't get me wrong.
Which is true.
And I like that Jalen Hurts came in and stepped up for his team. I'm glad he still got some recognition and some shine for it.
But Jalen Hurts can't throw the football. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it a buck
here. He can't throw like Tua can, and that's what made Alabama offense so deadly. Because you think in the past years, Alabama has never really had a great quarterback as Tua. He's always been the receivers and the backs and the defense. They actually have a quarterback now that can actually put the ball out there.
I don't completely agree with that because A.J. McCarron was a great quarterback for Alabama.
But he didn't put up the numbers Tua's putting up.
I think he did.
Because you got to think about it. A.J. McCarron there, he had a lot of NFL players that's in the league now. A lot of them.
Yeah, that's why he was able to put up them numbers. You had the Julio Jones at that time.
Yeah, but you still got to think about it. I believe Julio Jones' numbers would have been better if he'd had Tua.
I don't know about that.
And Tua is more mobile.
I have to disagree with that, but I'm going with Oklahoma here. I think it comes down to what defenses can get that turnover when it matters. That's what I think it is. I don't know. It's just something about Alabama where I saw in that Georgia game that they really were exposed. They didn't run the football well. They ran the football well with the quarterback, but they didn't run the football well with the running backs. Surprisingly, in Alabama history, we really didn't see like a real great running back come out that really was showing something for Alabama.
It's the wide receivers that they got.
Yeah, it's the wide receivers that they got. But I feel like Oklahoma receivers is just as good as Alabama's receivers. These two quarterbacks, Tua and Kyler Murray, is going to put on a show.
Is Marquise Brown playing? Because he got hurt in that game. If he's down, that's going to be a hurt piece for them.
That would change the whole aspect of it. But I think he's going to be there because they got time. He got time to heal. It's only December 3rd, so he got time to get healed and get back for that game. What is it, like 3 weeks until the game starts? So what
do you have? Was it a sprain or a fracture?
I think it was a sprain.
Because if it's a fracture, he's done.
Well, I mean, it depends how severely the fracture is.
Yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery because I would like to see both teams at 100% and make this a real even, fair game. Because if Marquise Hollywood Brown can get down the field, he reminds me of a Tyreek Hill because he could.
But he's bigger than Tyreek Hill, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a little bit taller than Tyreek Hill. He's just a little bit taller.
Okay.
Just a little bit taller, but he's fast like him. He burns down the field just like Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying he's as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he's something like him because every time I've noticed him, anytime he plays anybody that plays one-on-one coverage with him, he runs right past them. And that would be Alabama's
kryptonite.
If they're watching film on him and anything that they notice he about to go to a go route, they might just play back. Because if you don't, you're going to get smoked and you're going to score.
Right.
They're going to score. And Lamb, you got to watch out for Lamb. As long as Lamb can hold on to the ball, they'll be fine. Because I've seen sometimes when he catches the ball, he juggles it a little bit. You gotta cover the ball when you're getting hit because you never know who's coming from behind you. So you always got to know where. Just cover the ball regardless of what you're doing.
We haven't talked about the running backs in this game because I think Oklahoma has a better running game than Alabama.
I could say the running game for Oklahoma is pretty good, but it hasn't been where it should be. Because you got to think about it, Kyler Murray takes a lot of runs for himself. So a lot of them backs don't get them certain carries that they should get. And the same thing with Alabama. Alabama running, I think Najee Harris, the running back, I think he should try to prove himself in this game because you was a 5-star recruit. You came into Alabama as the number 1 running back. You got something to prove.
Absolutely.
You have something to prove. I didn't watch so many videos on this guy. You have something to prove, and I haven't heard your name really all season. So I need to see something from you. Tyler Murray, as long as he don't throw interceptions, they're good. They're good. I think.
That's why I think if they run the football effectively to a point where they don't have to force Kyler Murray to throw as much, I think they could win the game in that aspect. I think it comes down to the running backs and the defense. I think Tua and Murray is going to do their thing here, but when it comes down to it, it's going to come down to third down efficiency and who can get the first down with the running backs. That's what it's going to come down to. So I'm picking Oklahoma here. So who you have? He's silent, y'all. He don't know who to pick, y'all. For the viewers out there, he does not know who to pick.
I really don't. Because I want to go with Oklahoma, but I like Bama too. So you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to take Bama.
That hurts my heart.
I'm going to take Bama.
That hurts my heart.
Jerry Jeudy. That boy is a problem. How Stephen A. Smith said, he's a bad man. Can't nobody stick him. Anytime I've seen anybody on Jerry Jeudy, one-on-one.
You feel like nobody can cover him in the nation.
Nobody can. I've seen, even with LSU, he was blowing right past them. Like, it wasn't. Him and Marquise Brown going to have field days. And then you still got to think about them other wide receivers Alabama got, too. They got like 4 of them.
So do Oklahoma, though. Oklahoma got some underrated receivers on their side, too.
What I'm saying is, they still got the young boy, the young guy from the one that won the national championship last year. He's still around. He's still making numbers. Then they got another guy, what's his last name? Rims the third, something like that. They all 5-star wide receivers, and they all put up numbers. Like, that's why Tua got so many touchdowns and yards because of them 3 wide receivers. Then you can't sleep on their tight ends. All I'm saying is, as long as Oklahoma don't make mistakes, they can win this game. But I'm gonna still take Bama on this one because I want to see Oklahoma and Notre Dame play for the national championship, but I don't think it's going. In reality, I don't think it's going to be.
In reality, I probably don't think it happens, but that's my picks. I just want to see 2 different teams in the national championship. I'm tired of seeing the same teams for the last couple years, Clemson and Alabama. I'm just tired of seeing it, but hopefully it does happen the way I want it to happen, but it is what it is there. So, going back to recap our picks, we both picked Georgia. We both picked Ohio State. We both picked UCF. He picked Michigan. I picked Florida. We both picked Notre Dame, and I picked Oklahoma, and he picked Alabama. So I don't know what the thing is for Oklahoma. So just go Sooners. Go Sooners. But that is our college playoff picks. We got more to come because there's a lot of bowl games going on. I know Temple has a bowl game. Penn State has a bowl game. And we're going to get to that in the next video. But comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate it. Help us get to like 20 likes and we'll help you out. We'll try to throw something in there for y'all, whoever get that 20th like. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk, and we see y'all in the next video.